Quora, what is the true nature of our matrix that disguises reality? The observer is the perceiving consciousness present at its own point of view at the center of its own holographic world. A holographic world is constructed out of the images projected from a holographic screen to the central point of view of an observer and animated in the flow of energy that flows through that holographic world. A holographic screen is an event horizon that arises in the observer's accelerated frame of reference due to the observer's own accelerated motion relative to the motionless void. The observer's event horizon becomes a holographic screen when it encodes qubits of information. A qubit of information is mathematically represented on the two-dimensional surface of an event horizon by a two-dimensional array of numbers called a matrix, just as depicted in the movie The Matrix. All the projected images of that holographic world can be reduced to qubits of information encoded on the observer's holographic screen, which is another way of saying that we really do live in the matrix. The energy that animates those projected images arises from the energy of the observer's own accelerated motion, and so the observer must play a critical role in creating its own holographic world. The observer is creating its own holographic world, both in the sense of creating its own holographic screen that arises as an event horizon due to its own accelerated motion, and that projects the images of its own holographic world to its own point of view, and in the sense of creating the energy that animates those images. A consensual reality is a perceivable reality shared by multiple observers, each of which is present at their own individual point of view at the center of their own holographic world, and is created when their respective holographic screens overlap like a Venn diagram and share information. The void is the impersonal source of the observer's consciousness that arises at the central point of view of its own holographic world. The void is also the source of all the information and energy that underlies the creation of that holographic world. The void is the ultimate nature of the observer's reality and existence. The undifferentiated consciousness of the void is the impersonal source of the observer's own perceiving consciousness and the source of the light of consciousness that illuminates the observer's holographic world. The void is the true nature of our reality. Everything that we perceive in perceivable reality is no more real than the projected and animated images of a computer-generated virtual reality. As Jed McKenna points out, that perceivable reality is just like a virtual reality game that we play. McKenna points out that the virtual reality game is just like an amusement park and is a disguise in the same sense as a costume party. Spiritual enlightenment is the end result of our unwillingness to play the game. In the end, you get fed up with the waste of time and energy. When you refuse to play the game, you are out of it. Please visit the Science and Non-Duality WordPress.com website for a more complete scientific discussion of the nature of reality.